Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
It was fine earlier. Say it again. Say it one more time.
Shabbat shalom.
Oh,
Oh, you got Joe's mic. You got your mic. She got your mic. That's what happened. The low one.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah. The one
There
for
we
your
go.
voice.
Okay, welcome everybody to our summer Shabbat, our weekend of Independence Day.
Oh, well.
We are now in a spiritual mode, place, independence, freedom, Shabbat, and a place of welcome, because today is the first Shabbat where we welcome Cantor Joe Flaxman to the Bima. And Joe is here with his family, with Laura and Eli and Isaiah in the back. They'll be up for candles and kiddush in a minute. So welcome and welcome to Florida. We're so happy you're here with us. Joe is a recent ordainee from Hebrew Union College, Jewish Institute of Religion, where I was ordained in New York. I guess Rabbi Greengrass was New York, and Rabbi Barris was from Cincinnati. All cantors are New York. And Cantor Koyo was also from, of course, New York. Jessica's not there yet. So we are excited that you are here with us, and we welcome you.
Thank you.
Glad you are here. Shalom Aleichem, we say. Peace to all of you, and welcome to all of you. We begin our service on page 24. There are also large print sidurim, large print prayer books in the back of the room, if you would like a large print prayer book.
Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi Hamalachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharim, Malachi.
A quick reminder, if you would like to highlight a name on the back for our yard site, page. It is there on the easel, so everybody has the opportunity to do that. We are continuing with candles and kiddush. Pages 2 for the candle blessing, page 5 for the kiddush, and we invite Cantor Joe's family, Laura, Eli, and Isaiah. And Eli and Isaiah have also started camp here at Temple Beth Am. Boys, how is camp? There we go. That's what we want to hear. And that was not a plan.
No. Every day.
Come this way, you guys.
Come on, guys. Come over here.
Okay, so.
Also tough.
Now I know why the cantor doesn't need a microphone. He's with the kids.
Bless the wine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho ve'ava u'vratzon hitilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit Hu yom tehila lemikna'ei kodesh Zeker Yitziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidasha mikol ha'amim v'shavat kodshecha be'ahava u'ratzon hinkaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashtabat Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
All right, you're the cantor now. Excellent job, boys. So proud of you.
You know,
You want to have a seat? Let him take it.
clergy are very cool and collected. The only time you might see clergy sweat is not if they're in Florida, it's when their children are invited to the bima.
Exactly, 100%.
Don't worry, we've been there. It's all good.
Great.
Lachado D. We are continuing on page 20 and 21.
Lecha dodi litrakala, ene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi litrakala, ene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor vezochor bedibur echad hishmianu. Dodi. Ay, 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 lecha Dodi. Ay, 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 likakala. Ay, 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 beni Shabbat. Ay, Shabbat, Kabbalah. Hitoreri, kiva orech, umi ori, ubi ubi, shira berik, vod Adonai, alayich nigla. Ay, 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 lecha Dodi. Ay, 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 likakala. Ay, 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 beni Shabbat,
We rise and face Ador, greeting the Shabbat ride.
Then we have the barchus.
He didn't really mean that.
Testing you.
You will forgive
He
me.
didn't.
It's my first.
Yeah. You get a couple of more Fridays and now to do that. Page 28.
Perhaps you've heard roll into dark, roll into light. These are going to use the same Hebrew words, bore yom valayla, bore yom valayla. Golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Talking about light coming before darkness, darkness before light. The words are on your page, and I would love to teach this song to you. Let's try that together. Or
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vad.
You may be seated. We continue with the chanting in the Bauhafta, page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Mi chamocha, our prayer of freedom. Let's join together on page 40. So last week when we sang Vishamru, you guys who were here, and a lot of you were here last week too, did such a great job. I said to Cantor Flaxman, let's do Vishamru again. Jessica said, okay, because I really wanted to show all of you off. So don't make us, not telling the truth kind of folks.
And I want to experience that this week.
Yes, we want the same experience. Page 44, we join with Cantor and our cantorial soloist, Vishamru.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asod et ha-Shabbat berit olam. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Shabbat sweet.
Yeah. Nice job. I love our double time clapping.
Yes.
It's awesome. So it's a week of celebrating independence and what that means, standing up for what is right. We'll also hear about rebellions when we discuss our Torah portion. And therefore, I think if we turn to page 47, and we look at that little line at the top of the page before the tefillah, it really resonates for this Shabbat. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you. Such an important way to think about our lives as Jews, as citizens of the world. So we're going now to continue with the idea of praying to God and acting as we join in the tefillah, beginning on page 46. If you are comfortable to do so, please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ברופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמנת להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue praying silently, either in Hebrew or English, and words and thoughts of our own. Beginning on page 54, we join together when we're finished on page 60. Jessica Cantor Flaxman, Liara. So we have a little itsy-bitsy issue. I have in my folder beautiful Torah study class. Well, my sermon must be upstairs in the other folder. Ha, ha, ha. So, well, maybe I'll run. And Joe, I know you weren't going to introduce yourself. You can. And Joe's going to take some time to introduce himself.
Go.
Because give the short bio, and I'll be right back. If you need to add another song, do that too.
The Talmud says. Ooh, I got her to turn around. Hi, I'm Cantor Joe Flaxman. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here at this congregation. I did just become ordained on May 5th from the Hebrew Union College, and I was going around to a number of congregations looking for a job. And when I saw the application for Temple Beth Am, I said, no. I said, they're never going to want me. You guys are incredible. Just seeing the picture of the campus, and then speaking to Tiffany on the phone, and she telling me, I cried the first time I saw it, you'll see. I was like, we'll see. I've seen one shul. I've seen two shuls. Coming to this temple, it's an incredible place. This is truly a center for Jewish life in South Miami. It is a shining example, not just for South Miami, but for America. The thing that I was most touched by when I visited the campus, I love calling it a campus, in March, were the Israeli flags. Speaking to the staff, speaking to congregants, hearing Ahavat Yisrael, Am Yisrael. Last week, Tiffany taught the song, Am Yisrael Chai, that here, people are not afraid to say, I'm Jewish, I'm standing up, I'm proud, and I stand with Israel. And during these times, that's not a given. I don't know how much Rabbi Barris or anyone has spoken from the Bima about maybe what's happening in New York at the college, in Reform Judaism, but it's not always a safe space. But to see that this is a safe and a proud space truly touched me. I know it touched my wife, Laura. One day, maybe our children will understand if they'll ever be quiet. But I just did want to say that I'm truly honored and humbled to stand on the shoulders of the giants who have been here in these positions before. And just know that I'm always here. I look forward to meeting all of you. And please, I've written some of you, but I would love to have coffee with anyone and everyone because I love coffee. And also, I love Jews. And I hear this is a pretty good place to meet some. So please, my office is over in the Rambam Day School right now. I am also serving as the Director of Judaic Studies, in addition to being a cantor here. That I truly view the cantorate as an evolving thing, and I'm honored to be given this position and this trust and this incredible opportunity to help shape the minds and lives of young Jews. That there is no more precious gift than our children. Maybe not mine, but at least all of yours. No, I'm joking, oh, come on, everyone's got to say that about their own kids. A little bit, you know, I love other kids. I love my own too. Rabbi Barris is also a joker? Oh gosh, okay, yeah? All right. I hear also that the president's a comedian, is that true?
It's part of the job requirement.
It's part of the job requirement, all right. It is, okay, all right. You know what? I can take any questions. If anyone has any questions, we can turn this in. I'm from Succothuna, New Jersey. You've never been there. I don't recommend it. You're from Jersey City? My wife and I, we just moved here from, if you know New Jersey, the Short Hills Mall. We lived 5 minutes away from the Short Hills Mall. We didn't live in the mall, but sometimes we did. And with that, I want to say that Korach, this week's portion, is actually one of my favorites. And I sincerely hope that if we're not discussing it today, I know that we'll be discussing it tomorrow. So I look forward to hearing Rabbi Kleppy's words on that.
Thanks.
And thank you all again. Truly, I'm honored to be here.
So getting to know Cantor Flaxman, one of the things I said, you know, we're really all good at pivoting on the bima. It's really one of my strengths, I said. Well, again, welcome. And now I just want to reiterate what a wonderful worship team that we have here in clergy team at Temple Beth Am, and it's only going to get stronger. We have, if I count correctly, I think our musical team in numbers 3, maybe we count Cantor Nelson, 4, is even more than our rabbinic team. So,
It's not a competition.
no, which is good because we're talking a little bit about that. So, like the Talmud says, just kidding. Here's the sermon. By the way, it was really in the folder also, but attached to the Torah study. I over-prepared for tomorrow. So when I would ask my mother-in-law if she would like something I bought for her maybe, or something I would cook, the answer came in Hebrew. Ben tam uven reach ein ma lehitvakeach. It's a cute rhyme, and it means, regarding taste and smell, there is nothing to argue about. It's about personal preference. In other words, don't argue which is better, vanilla or chocolate. It's preference. But also, the answer to my question, do you like this? And she says, nothing to argue about. It may have been her way of not answering the question directly. Therefore, she didn't have to say that she liked something or she didn't like what I bought for her or cooked for her. It was really a skillful mother-in-law answer, and it rhymed. But, disagreements are worth an argument, but controversy or even rebellion. So how does one judge what they are worth? Is it worth to let it go? It's just a preference. Or is it worth to fight? Our sages Hillel and Shammai and their disciples, the school of Hillel, Beit Hillel, and the school of Shammai, Beit Shammai, were known for their disagreements in halakha, Jewish law. And the Talmud records over 300 differences of opinion between the schools of disciples. And although the rabbis of the Talmud generally sided with the rulings of Hillel, both rulings are recorded in the Talmud. And some say that when the Messiah comes, we're going to flip and then follow the rules of Shammai. A famous tradition was handed down from one of these rulings, and one which I think many of you are familiar with. For Hillel said that when we light the Chanukiah during Hanukkah, we light one candle the first night, and we add another candle each additional night, just adding to the light and the joy of the holiday. But Shammai said, no, start with 8. Each night you light one less, diminishing the light, sort of mimicking the less oil in the Chanukiah. So you know now that that ritual follows Hillel. There's another ruling that shows the difference and shows a machloket, a discussion. It is about the agunah. The agunah is the case of a woman who is married, but her husband is missing, and no one knows if he is dead or alive. And now she wants to remarry. Is she a widow? Is she allowed to remarry, or is she still married? Well, according to Hillel, she can remarry on the basis of indirect evidence. But Shammai required that witnesses be present with their direct testimony. Yes, I saw him, or yes, I saw what happened to him. So although differing on the outcome of a law, both Hillel and Shammai sought a solution. They sought a solution that fits the tradition of Torah and the Jewish people. What works? What are we creating here? What's going to be good for the good of as many people as possible? For their controversies are described as pursued for a heavenly cause, pursued for the sake of heaven. We understand why when we look at Pirkei Avot from chapter 5, verse 17. Every dispute that is for the sake of heaven will in the end endure, but one that is not for the sake of heaven will not endure. Which is the controversy that is for the sake of heaven? Such was the controversy of Hillel and Shammai. And which is the controversy that is not for the sake of heaven? Such was the controversy of Korach and all his congregation. Our Torah portion this week is named Korach, and he is Moses and Aaron's first cousin, and he leads an unsuccessful rebellion against them, and ultimately, his rebellion is against God. Korach gathered other leaders, chieftains, and men of repute. And in chapter 16, verse 4, we see, Vayakahalu al Moshe, they combined against Moses and Aaron and said to them, to Moses and Aaron, "You've gone too far, for all the community are holy." You remember that from Yom Kippur? You stand here, all of you holy. All the community are holy, and Adonai is in their midst. Why then do you raise yourselves above Adonai's congregation? Korach questioned Moses and Aaron's authority. He questioned their integrity, and he questioned their goals. In fact, Korach was really guilty of everything he accused them of. He wanted authority, and he wanted power. And those who joined them, well, they wanted their own power, and they wanted their own privilege, even more than they had already as being from the tribe of Levi. Moses, once again, is beside himself. He falls upon his face. He falls on the ground. How much more could he take? Now, for the fourth time, he was faced with these very stiff-necked people. But this time, they were more than stiff-necked. Rashi explains, Moses fell on his face because of this rebellion, for this was already the fourth offense. 1, when they sinned by worshiping the golden calf, it states, and Moses besought the Lord. 2, in the case of the people who complained wanting meat, it states, and Moses prayed. 3, in the incident of the spies, when they came back, 10 saying, we cannot go into the land just last week, and 2, that we can, because he said to God, Moses said to God, when the Egyptians shall hear it, meaning you can't destroy these people because the Egyptians will think you destroyed them on purpose. And now, 4, the rebellion of Korach. This time, his hands sank down, and he felt himself powerless. But this time they were not going to get away with misleading the Israelites. Moses instructed the leaders to bring an offering of incense the following day, and God would show who God's candidate for leadership really is. Or this time, God's going to show again, because as we know, it's Moses and Aaron. The others, well, they would meet with an unnatural death. And just as Moses finished speaking and telling them what to do and telling them what he thought would happen if they weren't the ones, the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with all their households, all Korach's people, and all their possessions. Opened, shut. Really, an open and shut case. In an article for The Atlantic this week, scholar and writer Erica Brown wrote about the hubris that comes from leaders fighting against when it's their turn to relinquish their power and position long after they should have. Some of you who are here may have read the article. Defensiveness, competition, and insecurity. Excuse me. Sneezing on the truth, talking about the truth. It's crazy. Defensiveness, competition, and insecurity do not let them look beyond their own selfish desires. She brings examples from the Tanakh, since she is a Torah scholar, to speak about what we see among world leaders today and those who seek leadership. It is this kind of ambition, the one that holds on tight and won't relinquish, the one that confuses their own personal desires and what's good for the larger number of people. It's this kind of ambition Korach and his followers were guilty of. The status they had wasn't enough. They created controversy for their self-aggrandizement and power, nothing to do with the rightful and good leadership of the Jewish people. This is what's described as a controversy of Korach and his congregation. Power, desire, and ambition are part of our nature. And Torah offers many examples, among them this week's Torah portion, reminding us to check our motives and check our behavior. For we seek to argue and converse in a heavenly way. The sage Malbim wrote, Our sages wish to point out that in a holy or heavenly cause, both sides are, in fact, united by one purpose, to further unselfish divine ends. However, in a controversy pursued for unholy ends, for personal advancement and the like, then even those who here come together on one side are not really united. Each are governed by their own calculations of what they stand to gain and are ready to cut each other's throats if it serves their own interests. We understand the difference of opinion is not bad. In fact, as in the case of Shammai and Hillel, it can further understanding and growth and lead to a more robust future. But if it is an argument to win and win alone, well then, it is already lost. Approach a dispute for the sake of heaven. Reveal, at least to yourself, any hidden agendas and recognize any bias. And look around and see who stands by your side. Do you share the same goals? Our world today is plagued by Korach controversies, where women's groups once stood together, today they are divided. Where progressive groups once stood together, today they are divided. At one time, we joined in controversy for the sake of heaven. We joined to create justice. But so many former partners of the Jewish community have sided with the unjust. But we know the difference between a controversy for the sake of heaven and a controversy like Korach's. And therefore, they cannot change our values or our determination. We see falsehoods, we see ambition, we see power, but we live by the truth of Torah. We live by the power of peoplehood. We search for and we want and we have the ambition for peace. And so we say, Ken Yeh Ratzon, may this be God's will, that the values of Torah for goodness, for justice, for right are with us always. Amen. We continue with our prayers for healing, and Misha Barach. Misha Barach, may the one who blesses. We say it fast, Misha Barach, but it's Misha Barach, may the one who blesses. We ask, may the one who blesses our ancestors bless all those in our congregation and our friends and family who need healing. And we include in those people who are suffering from addiction and their family members. May they have the perseverance and fortitude to stay on the right path. We include those who might be suffering from abuse. May they seek a relationship where power is not used against them. We include all of those who need a refuat hanefesh, a renewal of the spirit, or a healing of the body. If you're thinking of loved ones and you would like to share their name with our community tonight, please raise your hand high. Thank you. Don? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Lisa? Thank you. Anybody else? Somebody else? Oh. Yep. Baruch atah Adonai rofeh hacholim. Blessed are you, Adonai. May you heal the sick. Together we say, Amen.
bracha l'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We turn to page 282. If you are comfortable to do so, please rise for the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. We now think of our loved ones, those whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. On this weekend, which is a weekend of fireworks, one of my favorite memories of as a child was going to the West Point Military Academy on July 4th weekend, whenever that was, hearing the band and seeing fireworks in the 1812 Overture with Boom, Boom, Boom. But what really made it special is like one of my father's favorite things to do. And weekends like this, weekends of holidays, when you have memories of things that you shared with people who are no longer with us, well, it's a little more poignant. And so we think of them as well. On this evening, we say Kaddish tonight for Edward George Kramer, Janice Levine, Jackson Shea. We're in 30 days of mourning for Joseph Pasternak, Robert Bob Blumenthal, Larry Topple. We are remembering those who have passed during the last year: William S. Eichenbaum, Ella Riley Adler, Michael Arnold, Joan Axler, Patricia Barrett, Peter Bass, Jerry Benjis, Sol Victoria Amar de Benhamu, Constance Miller Bennett, Barbara Bronfman, June Elizabeth Brown, Bernard Eckstein, Herbert Fink, Lawrence Larry Stewart Foreman, Tina Forster, David Frankel, Anne Friedlander, Glenn Goldberg, Dr. Warren Janowitz, Dr. Ira Carmen, Howard Kleinberg, Sandra Sandy Kramer, Ellen Ellie Levine, Joyce Hessel Mackler Fisher, Reba Eskowitz Maggots, Asuka Mashav, Solomon Pinkert, Elisa Poyastro, Lenore Raven, Karen Michelle Solomon, Dr. David Saracen, Anna Sheldon, Michelle Hope Sherry, David Sokol, Max Spiegelman, Ilya Stolyar, Berta Topel, Irene Trupkin, Dr. Florence Oren Wexberg, Joan Wolfe, Burton Young, Daniel Salzberg, Enrique J. Zadoff, Alice Levy. We are remembering the yard sites of our loved ones Tommy Goslin, Tara Joy Levine, Jacob Meklowitz, Sylvia Meyer, Adolf Ritberg, Selma Safran, Mrs. Susan Bernstein Traeger. If there are others whose memories we are honoring this evening and you would like to share their name at this time, please raise your hand. Anybody else? We join together. It's one community of worshipers. We turn to page 294. We join in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah B'Alma Divrach Chirutei B'Amlich Malchutei B'Chaye Echon Ov Yom Echon Uv'Chaye T'chol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uv'Zman Kori V'Yamru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Olamei Olmaya Yit Barach V'Yit Tabach V'Yit Pa'ar V'Yit Ramam V'Yit Naseh V'yit Hadar, v'yit Aleh, v'yit Halal, Shemei D'Kedusha Berechu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbacha v'nechmata, da'amiran b'alma v'yamru amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'yamru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, V'amru, amen. May the one who sends peace to come from the high heavens let peace descend on us. And may God grant comfort to all who are bereaved among us. Together we say, amen. You may be seated. I invite Judy Cowan, representing our board of directors, to share some greetings for this Shabbat. I should really learn your title.
Shabbat Shalom. Lower? First of all, thank you, Rabbi Kleppe. That was an extremely timely and important message and values I think that we all need to remember. Cantor Flaxman, it has been just a pleasure listening to you. I know that we are all excited about getting to know you. I welcome you, your wife, your sons, and your dog Ziggy to Miami. And we're, again, looking forward to seeing more of you. Jessica, beautiful as always, and Liera, thank you so much. It is important to our membership director, Rita Diaz, that you soon get your membership in. You can do it so easy online by going to shulcloudtbam.org, I think, or just go directly to tbam.org, and there is a link that will direct you. While you are doing that, you can also become a friend of the Hub, which is a wonderful and important thing to do. Also on there, you can join Sisterhood and Brotherhood at the same time, so got everything done. On July 30th and 31st, you have a wonderful opportunity to do Tikkun Olam. On the 30th here, Voices for Children are doing backpack stuffing for foster kids. Katie Black, who's director of Voices for Children, is a member of the temple. She's active in Sisterhood, and it's a fun, easy way to do some volunteer work. On the 31st at Old Navy in Dadeland, whatever it's called, across from Dadeland, there are going to be 300 foster care children who are going to need help shopping for back-to-school clothes, so they're looking for volunteers there. You can go on the website and register to volunteer. Tomorrow, Rabbi Kleppe is doing Torah study at 9, Minyan at 10:30 with Jessica and Cantor Flaxman and Liera. And right. So please show up. You get a chance to hear all three of them, all four of them again. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Judy, who's our Vice President of Events and Engagement. Yeah, that's why you didn't need a pamphlet. We ask everybody, you know what, it's more fun if you stand up, if you're comfortable to do so, as we sing our closing song, Oseh Shalom, and America the Beautiful, on page 377.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. Join us, 377. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, God shed your grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.